Hello and welcome along to episode 3, the one where Miss Black is coming from the bottom of a goldfish bowl. Not Miss Black, but I am joined by the immortal Miss Bree.
That's me.
That is you.
Evening, bestie. How are you?
I am good. Much better than your sound, which is why we're a little late. We've had a few technical issues today, but we're here.
As you can see, I'm not at home. That's part of the reason why I'm somewhere different today. So those who tuned in for number 1 and number 2 will notice I'm not in front of the bookcase. So that's why things are a little bit different today.
To be fair, all I can see is your cushions.
Yeah,
it's just white and cushions.
So that's it. Yeah.
I've just got the green screen to hide the mess that's behind me.
True.
Just stacked everything up behind my green screen. It's like, quick, just pile it up there.
What have you been up to this week, bestie?
Well, today I seem to have spent like 5 hours flying from a local airport on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Which
I would like to mention that I have actually flown a real aeroplane from that airport, and I landed it 6 times, not unsuccessfully.
It's not really an airport though; it's just a field with some lines painted on it,
with a moan area where you land and take off. But I was flying a real plane. It was a real plane.
Mine wasn't.
No, yours was a flight simulator.
I was using an Xbox controller. Yeah, but Flight Simulator came out. It's on Game Pass, and I was really intrigued by it, and I thought, I'm going to do this. So then I set a little flight plan up from like a local airport, Stibinson, near me, and going to Duxford. So I flew past where I live, landed at Duxford, then I took off again, followed the M11, onto the North Circular, then did a flyby past Miss Bree where she is at the moment.
Yeah.
And sent the video. But that's just crazy that I could actually get there just by following the road, and it's like, I recognised everything. Crazy game. Apart from that, I've been playing a lot of Fall Guys because Fall Guys is amazing and it's a really good game.
You were into your Fall Guys, aren't you? Apart from being battered to death by a big fan.
The whirligig. I offended the whirligig gods. And the fan just kept battering me. It wouldn't stop. Having nightmares about it. But saying that, this isn't actually in the list of stories, but notice on Twitter today, the Fall Guy account, they've actually doing this thing for charity where whoever bids the highest will get their sort of brand or whatever put into a costume in it. At the moment, it's at $100,000. It's like $100,003, and it's like some esports company that's got this samurai thing.
I was hoping it would be like $10.99 because I would like my brand.
it's well gone beyond Ninqueso brand here. We're never getting
$100,000.
It'd be a cat. Epic. As long as it was a cat Ninqueso, it would be good. But yeah, so whoever gives the highest bid, the money goes to charity, and they get skin in Fall Guys. Wow,
that's pretty epic. So I have downloaded eventually SSX3, Snowboarding Queen. So a good while ago, back in the day, before many of our listeners were born, when I had the first ever Xbox, I had a bit of a snowboarding thing, and I have done some skateboarding and snowboarding in the time. So that was one of my favourite games. I had high scores off the chain. I was really good at it, and I have been looking for it for a while. So I downloaded it this week, and I cannot tell you the amount of fun that I had with it. So I've decided to play Allegra, and I have to say it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I've got a much bigger TV these days, so I've got a 50-inch TV.
As opposed to a little 14-inch.
That's right.
Gaming things that we used to have to put. If we were lucky, 14-inch.
Yeah, you were a rich dude if you got 14-inch.
My first gaming TV wasn't even colour.
I had Pong. That's how old
That's what I had. We had a TV, and literally you plugged the controller straight into the TV, and you just had basically Pong and little really basic tank game.
Do you know what that reminds me of? My dad actually brought home an Apple computer. That was obviously before they got into these handheld thingamajigs. And it had a game on it called Rhino, and it was like a block thing. And the rhino was represented by the pi symbol. Yeah. And you basically move one, it moved 2 spaces, and you had to get to the centre. And then if the rhino caught you, it'd explode the screen, and then a big word of wham would go.
Are you sure it was a rhino and not like a bomb? Because rhinos don't tend to explode.
No, it was called Rhino. So if we were very good and very lucky, he would be able to bring the computer home at Christmas and we'd play Rhino in the dining room. Anyway.
Wow, good times, good times.
Yeah. Moving swiftly into the 21st century, I was worried what the graphics would look like on a 50-inch telly, given that SSX3 is kind of a little bit old now. But I was pleasantly surprised, and the gameplay, more importantly, was just as good as I remembered it. It was, like getting the tricking doing and rails, and the soundtrack has not suffered at all. I really enjoyed it. They have this Radio Big on there that they play the soundtrack. It's really, honestly, I loved it. For $9.99, I was like, happy woman.
Was it in widescreen?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the good thing that Xbox actually do with their games when they back them up. They actually improve them. So that's why the graphics doesn't look so bad, because they make them better.
Yeah.
Because I've actually spent some time on Morrowind this week.
Ooh,
which I've not played before.
Coming up, yeah.
This was honestly before that story broke.
Okay.
I was playing it, so yeah. But story wise, we're like on the ball today. This is like only happened a few hours ago. Nintendo decided to have an indie world. I nearly said Indie Direct, but that's not what they're called. It's an indie world.
Indie world.
So yes. So the games they announced. First up, they announced Hades, which apparently has been out on the PC for a while, exclusive to the Epic Games Store.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you popped up there?
Come on, load it up, bestie, load it up.
I am, but your like little display thing pops up over it. So, Supergiant roguelike Hades, which has previously been available on PC, has been confirmed for Nintendo Switch release. It will make its debut on consoles on the Switch. And apparently it's got cross progression as well, so that if you've played it on the PC, you can bring your character over to the Switch. It's a roguelike dungeon crawler, really, so not really my thing. It looks okay, but
I think it'll appeal to a lot of people. Having said that,
yeah, it's like, and the next one, this really was like, no, just end. How do I replay? There we go. We've got noise. No, go away, noise. Hyperspace Outlaw.
Not happening for you, I'm guessing.
No more robots. 90s internet simulator. Come on, it's a 90s internet simulator. Hyperspace Outlaw previously made its debut on the PC, but will hit Nintendo Switch on August 27th.
Not as good as Rhino.
Players can download a demo later today, as well as pre-purchase the game. Should you look like you're interested in it? I mean, it might be good. It just didn't appeal to me. Like, from what they showed, it was all just playing about on like the internet kind of thing.
Well, you do that all day anyway, don't you?
Let's go to Teamtopia.
Oh, what's going on? Stop it. I'm talking really loud because there's like, right, this website's really bad for playing videos. It keeps putting the sound back on.
Have you got autoplay turned on though, bestie?
Oh, I did then, but apparently, anyway, let's cross our fingers now.
Okay.
Spiritfarer was next.
Yes.
Autoplay on. No, we want autoplay off.
Off.
Oh man, you've got to sign in to do that. Rubbish. So this previously announced Spiritfarer has a surprise launch today. A lot of games launched today, and this was one of them. I'm scared to play it now. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Right. Turn that down. Turn it down. Come here. Turn it down. There we go.
Beginning August
You're not the like on here. They will give you a copyright strike just for a sniff.
19. Call of Duty's most elite.
And it's like we've got an ad playing as well now. I might just give up trying to play these videos. I don't want to watch a Call of Duty ad.
The technical fairies are loving us today.
It is, but that's all good. We'll just concentrate on the podcast and we'll just pretend we're playing these videos. But it's this game where you're a young lad or girl, I can't quite tell. And
I think it's a girl.
You're in the afterlife, leading souls to the afterlife.
It's a little bit wrong. Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently it's meant to be good, but
it just creeped me out to a weeny bit.
Yeah, It did with me as well.
It's wrong time for this. Wrong time. You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, it's out today. If you're interested in that, you can pop over to the Switch and get it. Then they announced Garden Story, developed by Picogram and Rose City Games. Garden Story is set to be released in 2021. Play as a town garden Concord grape cultivating life in the grove. So you're a grape.
No.
Restore the town. I did get like Animal Crossing kind of vibes, but apparently there was combat in there as well. You were fighting these other fruit and vegetables.
I have to admit that I turned off when the mention of gardening came on, because I have to say I can kill a plant very, very quickly.
Yeah, it wasn't for me, I don't think, Garden Story.
Probably not giving them water is the key there.
And I like the way there's no video, so I'm not tempted to even play it, because now I'm scared to play this one. Because it's just...
Yeah, don't go there, because it's, it's all going wrong.
Then we got Subnautica, an underwater survival adventure. Subnautical and its frigid follow-up, Subnautica Below Zero, will both be heading to Nintendo Switch early next year. You've crashed on this alien planet that's just nothing but water, and you have to dive in the water, get resources, build equipment, survive.
I watched an episode of Star Trek Voyager recently where they came across this alien world that was nothing but water. It was like a big ball of water, and then the cities were underneath, and it was losing cohesion because of the gravity machine, which turned out to be 100,000 years old underneath water. And I was like, I'm a physicist, that's fairly implausible. Next!
But it's a first-person game. So. Then we got Takishi and Hiroshi, a new adventure with claymation-like visuals, which it did look very claymation-y.
Yeah.
Takishi and Hiroshi is available later today, again on Nintendo Switch. I don't know who's got all this money to buy all these games that came out today.
Well, nobody's working, so I don't think many
The adventure
people.
puts players in the role of a game designer, Takeshi, creating a game to entertain his brother, Hiroshi. The first footage shows both scenes of the two brothers as well as gameplay from the RPG Takeshi is developing. So essentially, it's like you're having to create this RPG for your brother to play, but if you make it too hard, it'll upset him. If it's too easy, it'll upset him. And it's just...
And you and I both know the trouble with brothers. You know what I mean? It could end in fisticuffs.
I don't know.
I got to admit, I left home at 19, and 3 months before I left, we had a scrap, rolling on the floor, punching, kicking, and biting. So the kind of premise of this, making your brother happy, perhaps not.
There's another advert for Call of Duty again.
Right, they're really pushing that, aren't they?
They are. I might change the view until it's gone.
I've got to decide not to buy that just because they're being so pushy about it. I feel kind of a bit bolshy.
Then we had Raji, an ancient epic. Raji is the this actually I really like the look of, and I'm very disappointed that I can't actually buy it because it came out today. Raji, the first game from Nodding Head Games, is set in an ancient India and features Raji, a girl chosen by the gods to fight against a demonic invasion. It's set to hit the Switch as a time console exclusive later today. I think the thing that really stood out to me with this is I can't remember really any games that uses the mythology of like ancient India and the words I'm looking for, like the Hindu.
Yeah, those like Hindu Sanskrit mythology is so rich, and I know this, being qualified to teach yoga, I know a lot about that shizzle. It is so rich that it surprises me that this is the first one I've seen, and that's exactly the reason why I was so interested in this. I was like, I don't have a Switch, but I might almost buy one to get into this.
It's a timed exclusive, so it'll probably be on Xbox at some point.
Yeah, and when I get my Xbox Series X, yeah, excited, not much.
I'm getting it first.
No, I'm getting it first.
But yeah, this game looks really good. It's actually come out today. It's £20 at the moment. It's on sale. Normally it'll be $22.50, I think. Yeah, so it looks really interesting. I'd love to give it a go at some point.
Yeah, this is for me. This is my number one out of the list, to be honest. I was like, I would buy this.
Yeah, definitely for me as well. It was like, yeah, this looks good. It's different. Then it went downhill.
Yeah, swiftly.
Bear and Breakfast, Ever wanted to run your own bed and breakfast? Ever wanted to be a bear? If you said yes to both these questions, then Bear and Breakfast is a game for you. So basically, you're a bear and you run a B&B. The people that stay there are human, but you're a bear running a bed and breakfast.
You know, when I go onto Airbnb and look for accommodation when I'm going for a trip, I think, and what I really need is one run by a bear. That would make me feel safe and secure. Let me look. Is there a search parameter for bears?
Part of Edge
Surprisingly not.
Part adventure game, part management sim. Players will star as the innkeeper Hank, a bear whose goal is to revitalise a shack into a thriving B&B, all while dealing with the mysteries of the surrounding forest.
I feel like this might have been developed by a committee. I don't know.
They had a hat with loads of different things in it and they just pulled out, what we got? Bear.
Yes.
Oh, well, you know.
I've no clue. I just feel like OMG, WTF. Next.
A short hike. Acclaimed PC release A Short Hike is making the jump to console as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch later today. That's another one that's coming out today. It looked interesting.
What time was this announcement when they keep saying later today?
Well, it was 5 o'clock, the direct in England. So
you've got to crack on with it then, haven't you?
They're already
Before
out.
bedtime.
They're already out. You see basically this bird and you just apparently just hiking around this island type thing at your own pace.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one was awful as well. This was totally like, what? Card Shark. From the creators of Reigns and published by Devolver Digital, Card Shark doesn't ask you to be a great card player. It asks you to become someone who's great at cheating at cards. Set in 18th century French society, the game about cheating at cards is slated to release in 2021.
But if you got caught cheating at cards,
they pull guns out and shoot you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. It's like, don't get caught, otherwise you'll get shot.
Right. Okay.
It wasn't for me.
Seems plausible. Okay, I'm actually very good at cards. Do you play cards, Bestie? We've never played cards together, have we?
I only play the couple of card games on the Clubhouse games.
I am very good at cards. I can play all the old-fashioned ones like whist and gin rummy and stuff, but I can also play poker, and I'm very good at poker.
Poker's on the Clubhouse games.
No, but I like to play with real people poker because I like to see them cry.
They're real people in thing. You play online with them. It's great. They get all salty and quick.
In their eyes when you take their money.
There's no money involved. It's a Switch. Torchlight 3 was next. The third in the Torchlight trilogy is heading to the Nintendo Switch. Sometime this autumn. I'm not saying fall because I'm English and it's autumn.
Yeah.
But fall to our friends across the Atlantic. Players on Switch of Torchlight 3 will receive an exclusive red fairy pet. They did something similar when Torchlight 2 came out. There was an exclusive pet that you got. It's a Diablo style dungeon crawler game where it's just like looting and getting better gear and yada yada yada.
I just feel like same as. You didn't really need a 3.
Yeah, and then Manifold Gardens is a first-person puzzle video game. It's set to debut on Nintendo Switch later today.
Ugh.
It's weird. It's kind of like takes its inspiration from like the geometrically impossible pictures.
Oh yes, Escher.
Like, stairs going all like continually going up, and it's a puzzle game in that style. So everything's like really strange and stylized and doesn't make sense, and like gravity is a weird thing in there, and it could be interesting, but it's not really my game. As I said when I first saw it, it's a puzzle game, and my brain doesn't really do puzzles.
I was better at hatching eggs and making like impossible islands.
Evergate, a 4-year-old passion project from Stone Lantern Games, is out later today on Nintendo Switch. The dreamlike puzzle platformer will see players bouncing through areas and dimensions on a quest to save the afterlife, discovering your character's memories as you go.
Yeah, and this is, at the minute, any mention of the afterlife feels like a bit of a tender subject.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like the look of this one.
No.
I'm scared. Wasn't it muting? Oh, I don't know what's going on now.
It's not on your require list then.
No, not at all. Oh, yeah. It's quite awkward to control this at the moment because it's like I'm not looking at my laptop. I'm looking at my TV with my laptop pictures going on, so it's a slight delay on my mouse cursor.
Oh.
Then they showed a sizzle reel of loads of games, which nothing was really that interesting. The Red Lantern made a show up again, which was announced I think about a year or so ago, and then just kind of slipped into obscurity. No one's ever heard anything about it again. But that's still there. And as they were going, we got the honk.
Honk, honk.
Untitled Goose Game is getting a free bit of DLC for 2 people to play the game. So, we got to sit through an advert for Call of Duty.
Oh, God. So the Goose Game...
Yes, is going to be 2-player, which you've never played. So,
I did. You watched me play a short bit of it, and I was just like, how are you obsessed with this? I think, are there 2 geese in it?
There are 2 geese in it, and you play them at the same time. So I think it's like, you're obviously doing the same puzzles, I'd imagine. I guess they might be different puzzles and things to do, but from what I've seen, no, we just team up and be horrible to the villagers.
Oh, like hiding that little boy's glasses.
Yes, but this in the trailer, the little boy's whimpering on the ground and both the geese are standing over him shouting. And he's just quivering.
Yes! That sounds good to me. I'm up for that.
And it's just great because it's like one person picks something up. So there's like the geese here, she's running after them. They've both got umbrellas in their mouths. And the people just don't know what to do because there's now 2 people.
Sounds
there's
good.
There's 2 geese to chase after. But this looks absolutely amazing. September 23rd. That comes out.
Shall we stream that together?
I think we need to.
It has to happen. You can be goose number 2.
I think goose number 2 is a female goose.
Well, that's all right. You always play a female avatar, so that kind of suits you down to the ground.
This is true.
Are you playing a female Khajiit?
What, in Morrowind?
I didn't notice when you sent me that clip in Morrowind.
Yes, I'm a female. Yeah. I'm a female Khajiit in
underwear. Yes.
No, in full armour.
Okay, all right.
Heavy armour.
Third person Khajiit in underwear is normally your style. I have to say that. Yes, it is. I've seen the footage.
No, you haven't.
Anyway, next.
Jeez. Next. So this Epic Games, earlier this week, decided to sue Apple and Google after
I love this.
After Fortnite got pulled from the App Store. But why did it get pulled, you might ask yourself? Well, that is because Epic decided to bypass the rule of having to do microtransactions through the Play Store and through Apple and Google's own stores and go straight to them, so people could buy V-Bucks,
Apple 30%,
and they wouldn't get any. They wouldn't get their 30%,
which would really blast them off.
The 30% was actually deducted from the amount for the V-Bucks, so anyone that did buy them like that got them cheaper. And obviously, Apple wasn't happy, so they took down Fortnite, and then Google followed quite soon afterwards. And then Epic decided to put a lawsuit in.
But didn't they put it in literally within hours?
Yeah.
So
they had it already.
They had to have had this ready. They knew what they were doing. They were setting this up for antitrust and anti-monopolisation challenge in the courts. That's what was happening here. But Apple have gone in hard, haven't they?
They were so ready for it. They even had like a 1984 style trailer of like free Fortnite with the Apple head on, like an apple-shaped head on the screen with the Fortnite players looking at it. So obviously there's a lawsuit involved in there. But
I'm really excited to see this because Epic's court documents are really hard hitting. They really are going for this. It's like Samson. I was going to say Samson's life, but David and Goliath. That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think they want to go hard to take Apple down on this. I can't see it happening.
The question is,
I think it's a good challenge. I really do.
Will they go through with it? Because Epic has received a notification from Apple saying that Apple will terminate Epic's inclusion in the Apple Developer Program, a membership that's necessary to distribute apps on iOS devices or use Apple development tools. If the company does not cure your breaches to the agreement within 2 weeks, according to the letter from Apple that was shared by Epic, Epic won't be able to notarize Mac apps either, a process that could make installing Epic software more difficult or block it altogether. Apple requires all apps are notarized before they can run on newer versions of Mac OS, even if they're distributed outside of the App Store. So basically,
Apple are going in hard with this because they're cutting off their next supply.
What this kind of means for Epic, though, is Unreal Engine 4, anything developed on that won't be able to be put up onto the Apple Store. So if you're a little tiny developer because Unreal Engine is a free-to-use development tool, you start paying once you start making money off of it. So anyone that's using Apple, anyone that's creating a game for the Apple Store might not be able to end up uploading the game to Apple if they're using Unreal Engine. So it's,
and let's be honest, this is massive for the industry. This is going to be a real big test. I mean, taking on Apple is a big ask. The sheer reach they've got, the money they make, the power they wield. I can see the argument. I mean, it's California antitrust laws that they're using, isn't it? In the lawsuit. But I can see them getting someone. They only got to get in front of a sympathetic judge. And I think they could gain traction on this, but to be fair, they're really up against it because Apple are going all out to exert all the pressure they can to stop this. Because it sets a precedent, really.
Epic has applied for an injunction on this because, like I said, this isn't going to get sorted out within that 2 weeks, and this affects a lot more people than just them. I mean, Epic itself is a multi-million-pound company. They've got
but not even close to Apple.
They've got a lot of money, so it's not going to affect them too much, but it is going to affect people that are using their products. But the thing is like they've not done this to Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, and all of them charge 30%.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm
going to be very interested to see what happens here.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. But I think what will happen is Epic will kind of go, well, give us 25% then. And Apple might go, okay. And at the end of the day, it's not about justice for all, free and Fortnite players. It's about Epic just getting a better deal.
Yeah, I think that's what the way this will be resolved in the end. I think, there'll be a bit of a scuffle, but I think they'll come to some arrangement.
They're trying to make it this whole crusade, whereas I don't think it is. It's just money.
Oh,
it's
Barry,
money.
Cynic.
That's all this is about. We want more money. We've not got enough. Give us more.
Yeah, but that's us. And have we included our Amazon wish list, by the way?
Yes, the Amazon wish list is always in our description of all my videos. If you ever want to buy anything, there's things from like little flying saucers up to massive great big PCs. I need to add a gaming chair because this chair's really uncomfortable.
We need to add a new laptop for me so I can stream a little bit better and everybody can see me better and hear me better.
Yeah, we need to get you a mic like mine.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of your mic.
I know. I really like my mic.
You've got a big one.
Got a good mic.
All right.
Okay. Rumours.
There's always rumours.
There is always rumours. Some rumours are a bit more convincing than others. Earlier this week, Amazon... Okay, we're skipping stories. Oh, are you skipping stories? Yeah, we'll skip stories. But just remember I've done it in a weird order. Earlier this week...
was apparent, seemed as though it looked like a leak, didn't it? Like something that had happened by accident.
Yeah,
because it had got a placeholder.
Amazon UK decided to list The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for the Nintendo Switch, and you could pre-order it for £60.
$59.99.
Yeah, 60. It's $59.99, which is quite a bit. I think Breath of the Wild was that actually in this country. So yeah.
But then it was taken down quite quickly. So
it's still there. It's still there.
Oh, is it?
It's still there. You can't actually pre-order it anymore,
Okay.
but the page is still there. So yes. So
Do you think it's happening?
Oh, it has been removed. I lied.
Yeah, I thought that. I thought it had been taken down, so I was like, oh.
Is
okay.
it happening? The problem with Skyward Sword is it was made for the Wii, and motion controls on the Wii are essential to the game. I've not actually played it. I do own it. I never picked it up while I had the Wii. I think I picked it up last year, but I've never got around to playing it. And I know I can't remember, but I vaguely remember in an interview with the guy, the main director or producer of this, that he said they would if they can't remake it without the motion controls. Now I know you can use the Joy-Cons for motion controls, but then that means no one if you can't play it in handheld mode, you can't play it on the Switch Lite unless you put the thing down and then use motion like the joysticks. So I think it's possible, because obviously next year is the 35th anniversary of Zelda, so I'm sure they're going to be doing something along for that.
Is she getting a cake?
And it is also, this is the only 3D Zelda game that's never been remade. So,
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. But why Amazon UK would know about it is...
Yeah, I don't know.
Is another thing.
It strikes me as all a bit strange, to be honest. Whenever I see things go up and then be taken down again, it rings an alarm bell for me.
It could quite just easily be someone on their lunch break go, hey Bob, when we go back, do you want to list Skyward Sword on our site? See what people do.
That would be
that'd be funny, John. Oh, I'll do that.
If you worked for Amazon, that would be you.
Of course you would. You could, if you had access to like listing stuff, and someone's like, "Oh, I'm do it."
Yeah, you'd be all sorts of shizzle up there. Yeah.
And they just sit there, look at all these movies, go, ah. So, I'm not saying it's never going to come to the Switch, but I don't think this is an indication that it's coming anytime soon.
Nope.
It's definitely not going to be this year, because obviously, we got September, October, November, December, and October we've already got a game coming out for the Switch. So, and next month is the 35th anniversary of Mario. So there's lots of Mario rumours going around. We've got like a 3D collection, which is apparently meant to be like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy in one package that's meant to be coming out. And we've also got Mario 3D World remake, which has to be coming out because it's one of the few games left from the Wii U that's not been ported over yet. So that's 2 of the months gone. So I don't see it coming out this year. And it seems a bit odd that they would list something that's sometime next year. Yeah.
Can we talk about Skywind next?
Yes, because that's what I was meant to do. I just saw Sky in the thing and I just assumed it was like...
yes, that's next on the list.
Yes.
Skywind, I'm so excited.
Now, I'm excited, and I know this... I'm like a Nintendo channel, really, and mainly consoles, and this isn't either. But
that's right.
I was so like happy when I saw this that it was kind of like I have to include this. So it's a mod that apparently been working on for a while now, where they are building the whole game of Morrowind with the Skyrim engine.
Oh!
And it looks absolutely amazing, and I want to play it so much.
If you look on the video here, it looks
the video's
beautiful.
playing.
The inclusion of the Daedric ruins at the end of this clip. Obviously, they're talking about having to remaster. Yeah. There's Daedric ruins at the end, though, aren't they? When they go and do the boss battle.
I don't know. I was like just in.
They've remastered some of the creatures onto new skeletons. I mean, it looks incredible, and they're including new puzzles and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I played Morrowind, and I literally put so many hours into it. My fingers were numb, and my ass is numb where I'm sitting, and my fingers are numb where I'm in and out the menus and stuff. And this was, in my all-time, as good as SSX Tricky 3. I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am so excited about this that I'm almost buying a gaming PC. That's where I'm at with it.
Well,
That's how much I want to play this.
Yeah, I mean, to get this to work, you need to own both Morrowind and Skyrim Special Edition on a PC.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually own Morrowind on a PC already. I've already downloaded it on Steam, but I was playing it on my laptop, but my laptop's rubbish. But obviously, you don't need like a really powerful one to play these games because they're both quite old. But yeah, I was so excited when I heard this and just saw it, which is why I'm including it in this story, and I don't care if no one else cares about this. I care.
I'm excited.
And it also made me think, actually, they were doing Sky Oblivion as well. And I don't know.
We'll see what that is. I was not a big fan of Oblivion anyway, but if this was Sky Oblivion, I would definitely revisit that and see what it's like, because it looks so good. But you know, what you've seen on that Skywind looks amazing, and because they've included like new puzzles and new creatures and things, I can see it just being like a whole new experience.
It's definitely going to be something that I'm going to look into whenever it eventually surfaces. But if like they are actually advertising for people to help them as well, if you've got any experience in anything, it's like programming and rendering and stuff like that. They want voice actors as well. I did think about doing that.
I would do that.
I've done a bit of voiceover work. Not professional, but close.
All right. Next story, Preston.
Yes, so that was Skywind. Next, Xbox has had a bit of trouble. This actually happened last week while we were on air.
Yes.
And I didn't check my phone. I didn't check my phone for any Twitter notifications.
Turn off the podcast, and there it is. Like, okay.
Exactly. So everyone probably already knows this already, but Halo Infinite has been delayed until next year. Now,
so this came out during an interview.
Yes. No, they. I can't remember the name of the company that does it. Is it 313 Games or something like that?
Yeah.
They actually announced. They just put a Twitter up saying, "Look, the game's not going to be ready."
No. And to be fair, it had got a lot of criticism saying it was not cutting edge.
I think
enough,
that was one of the things.
Disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's.
Although they have blamed it on COVID, they have said that's the reason. But I feel like there's more to it.
I think it was both. I think if the trailer had got good, a good reception, they probably wouldn't have delayed it, because I think they were planning on releasing it as is and then making it better as it goes along. Where they've actually come out now and said, look, we can't do it. The game's not coming out. We're sorry. So this leaves Microsoft in a little bit of a situation now, because obviously that was their big game launching with the launch of the console, because soon afterwards Microsoft did come out and say the Xbox Series X is still releasing in November.
I'm still getting one.
Not before me.
No, before you.
Never.
It's fine.
I'll hide in the bushes when you come out the shop and just run off with it. Then I'll be texting you, look what I've got.
Give it a go, bestie. Let's go for it.
So 343 Industries, that's the one. So Phil Spencer said about 343 Industries' decision late last week, after going over certain options like shipping parts of the game separately. Ultimately, however, Spencer said that it just wasn't right fit for a game like Halo Infinite. A delay was the most fitting decision. So they did talk about maybe like just release the multiplayer, just release some of the campaign. But
I don't think that would have worked. He's right. So
it kind of like leaves the situation now is the Xbox Series X is going to release in November, which is August, September, 3 months away. In 3 months, it's going to be in the shops. What is it going to be releasing with? At the moment, the only two confirmed games are The Medium and Tetris Effect. Which
it's not a big launch, is it?
It's not. Now, I was actually thinking earlier. Supposedly, Microsoft Flight Simulator is meant to be coming out for the Xbox Series X.
Were you thinking that while you were flying over my building down the M11?
And crashing when I tried to come back round for another pass.
Yes.
But I think it would be a good game to show the power of the Xbox Series X, because even on, I mean, it looks amazing on my PC, which isn't a mental giant. It's only got a Radeon RX 570 graphics card. I don't even know what that means.
What?
But it's a cheap graphics card, basically.
Yeah.
But even that, it just looks so good. And if they could get it ready for the launch, and if they could do it so that they gave you the premium version as well, not just the standard version, which is on Game Pass, I think it could help to show the console at its best. I mean, to be fair, I know sort of people are sort of saying, oh, they're in a bad situation here, but let's be real about this for a second. Who is going to buy the Xbox in the first run of games? The Xbox fans. They're already sold on it. It doesn't matter what game it comes out with.
Exactly.
You know? As long as they've got games coming out every month afterwards, and Halo's there in the first part of next year, within 6 months of the console, the first run is going to sell out, and that's going to sell out to the Xbox fans. And then it's like up in the air anyway, because are normal people going to buy a console that could be £500-600 when people are out of work, people are struggling because it's been one of those years, like the economy could drop even more, and we could be in more of a recession by then. It's not a good year to be releasing these things anyway. So I don't think it's like as catastrophic as what people are fearing.
But as we always say, the internet is always if they're a little bit twitchy, let's put it that way.
You know, because it's like the Switch launched. When that launched, it didn't have any amazing games. Oh, what about Breath of the Wild? Breath of the Wild came out on the Wii U as well.
That's true.
On the same day. And everyone that bought the Switch on day one was a Nintendo fanboy. Like,
and it's not,
you know, which is
Slash
why I bought
young
it.
lady.
You know, I've told you this story when I bought the Switch. I actually sort of had the Switch and Breath of the Wild pre-ordered. So I went there, but I didn't actually have enough money to buy both. And I was
I remember this.
So it's like
at midnight.
No, I went in the next day. I didn't actually go to any midnight launch, but I went in early.
Like you've never
very
been
early
to a midnight launch.
Normally,
acting all innocent there.
No, I do go to midnight launches, but but anyway, so I didn't have money to buy them both. So I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to get Breath of the Wild. So he rung it up through the till, and I was like, actually, can you take Breath of the Wild off? And you had to pay like a deposit. And when the guy took the deposit account off, he took the whole price of the game off, not the £10 deposit. So it took the game. So basically, I got Breath of the Wild for a tenner. Because when it went down to that money, I was like, I've got enough for that. Yeah, I will have that game actually. I'm just standing there, like getting the Switch and the game for £50 less, and he's rigging it through the till. I'm like, awesome, get it. Just walk, run.
Take it and leave.
Yeah, but my point is, it's like the Switch didn't have an exclusive game. It had a really good game in Breath of the Wild, but that wasn't exclusive.
And look at the figures that we went over last week. It didn't do any harm, did it?
No, but that's because they had a good lineup throughout 2017. They had heavy hitters coming out.
Yeah.
You know, 2 of the games that came out were in Game of the Year contention.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the end of the world for Microsoft. It's not ideal at all, but you know, it's not the end of the world. They're going to sell out of the first lot of consoles, and then as long as they got stuff coming out, and Game Pass, that is such a good value. You know, I'm playing Microsoft. You know, I'm playing Flight Simulator because it's on Game Pass.
I've just got Warzone. I'm a bit behind the times, but I've just downloaded Warzone, and it took freaking 3 days. I'm sitting there looking at the progress bar.
I mean, this was
like, what is this? Seriously, I want to play now.
Now you need to download it on your London
I
Xbox
know.
as well. It should be do it overnight. Set it up now, and then it'll be ready for tomorrow.
Actually. For those who don't know, I've got 2 Xboxes.
Then we can team up. Yeah, she's got an Xbox. Sad.
Yeah, it's all sad because
Only-
it
only
spends a
'cause
lot
I
of time
bought it-
alone in London.
Only because I didn't notice it was the sad version when I bought it for off eBay secondhand.
But thank you for the birthday present. I really appreciated it. And my boyfriend is really not happy that you bought me an Xbox.
God, he needs to step his game up. Jeez.
He does, doesn't he? Right? This is what I keep saying. I'm like, that's my bestie. He knows me really well. Step your game up, dude.
Okay.
Before you know where you are, it'll be flowers and stuffed toys, and I'll have left. It's like, where's the games? Bring the
Okay.
games.
Finally.
Finally.
Japan's mysterious Sonic statue receives a fittingly puzzling restoration.
Very, very puzzling.
So this is
I tell you what, though, did you see the footage of what it looked like before the
Yes, there's a
restoration?
picture on there
Because
now.
he was in a bad way.
But do you know, like, this is just in some wood somewhere in Japan.
Yes.
It's just like in the
It's
middle of a
literally-
wood.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Well, the guy who actually bought it originally, he bought it at auction. And he was apparently in love with it. And what he did was he basically lashed it to a couple of trees at the entrance to his property, which is like in the middle of the Kansai region, up in the mountains, miles away from anywhere, just trees, teeny tiny local village. And he was like, oh, I want everybody to enjoy it. Now, this guy's passed away a few years ago now, and it's his children who are obviously looking after his estate. So I don't know whether they had anything to do with the upgrade, but they seem to have been a bit baffled by it all as well.
Yeah, it's like, now if this was England, someone
yeah.
would have just cut the things and stolen it.
Yeah, but what's interesting is I had a look at the pictures, and the trees are actually growing around the cables that they've got, because it's like above ground. It's kind of hovering in the air on his snowboard there, and the tree is like growing around the cables on the rope that's like got it up there.
And
It's
this is the after picture just up now of a nice shiny brand new Sonic.
yeah, and he's got his nose back.
Yes, it's just been sitting in the woods. The weather hasn't been kind to Sonic, slowly but surely ruining his glorious blue coat, and several years ago his nose was smashed off. Now though, in circumstances just as mysterious as its original appearance, he's been completely restored with a new nose and fantastic makeover. So seriously, where did the statue come from in the first place? Well, the best answer we have come up so far is from fan site Sonic Stadium, who says that the statue belonged to an official Sega World theme park a few towns away from the current location.
And there are pictures of this Sega World with this statue there. So it seems like it's come from there. And this guy's bought it at auction when this park's closed down. He's transported it, as you do, into the woods and lashed it to a tree at the entrance to his drive.
One day someone has obviously been walking their dog or something past there for weeks.
Obviously, we don't know how long it's been there. The first known sighting of it is in 2009, but they reckon it probably has been there for about 15 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He'd had a bit of weathering and his nose had been knocked off, but he's looking all brand shiny and new now. I think it must be this guy's children, because obviously their culture, they really respect their parents.
No, it's just random. It's a random dog walker that was like, I'm going to restore that.
Nobody walks their dog along that road. It's like the middle of nowhere. You got to drive for an hour and a half from the local town to find it. But yeah, I'm vastly entertained by this, and I feel like it would be like a bit of a trek, like a pilgrimage. You know what I mean? It's like, let's go.
Let's go to the Sonic
in the middle of nowhere.
Lay a golden ring at his feet.
In the middle of Japan somewhere. Yeah, I feel like that would be our kind of holiday, Bestie.
Then we can go to Nintendo World.
Exactly.
Once that's opened.
It'd be great.
It would.
Is that all the stories?
That is all the stories I thought were newsworthy this week. I'm sure there's more stuff, and probably stuff that I've missed out that are like really important.
Probably, but that was all the good stuff.
It was the good stuff.
Well, thanks very much. I'm sorry I sound like I'm in a goldfish bowl.
Yes,
but needs must.
We'll get this sound issue sorted out, and one day we'll sound both amazing.
I'll be more amazing, clearly.
Never. Not with my golden tones.
Where are we? Where can they find us?
They can find us every Tuesday. We got Ninqueso live at 8:30 And if you miss it, it stays up on YouTube for you to watch whenever you want. If you want to hear what we got to say, but think you don't actually want to look at us.
Nobody wants to look at you.
We can also listen to us on iTunes and Spotify.
You can also find us on Twitter.
You can find Miss Brie on Twitter with the handle GamerGirl _ Miss Brie, and that's GMRGRL, not actual Gamergirl. You don't type it all in. It's like modern.
Kind of shorthand.
You can find me on Twitter, Kesso _Cheeselits. You can also find Ninqueso on Twitter. Ninqueso is also what I stream on Twitch. I also stream on Facebook as ElGranQueso74. And I have a YouTube channel as well of ElGranQueso. So
don't forget to give us a follow and a subscribe.
Make sure you like, subscribe.
How much better our sound gets.
Yes, follow us. Watch us grow. Watch us progress. Watch us get better equipment. Watch us get good at an outro.
That's it. Say goodbye, bestie.
Goodbye, bestie.
Goodbye, bestie.
Join us next week. Same time, same back channel.
Bye.
See ya.